Welcome to Not My Scene Episode 2. That's right, we got one already. If you missed that, you can head back over to my YouTube page and check out the first one. Got our second one. If you did miss that one, the way this works is I give Matthew a homework assignment. I give him a song sort of from my realm of music. He listens to it. He sort of reviews it, comes up with his thoughts on it, and vice versa. He gives me a song from his point of view or his realm of music, and I do the same. And by the way, those two songs, those songs that we're doing this time around, I put them in the description. So it might be best to go listen to those songs, take them in, and then come back for the reviews that we have on each of these songs. And so,
or have me tell you what I think first and just heavily influence your listening.
You could. That is also something that you could do. That is
just listen and be like, man, he's right again.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But anything else that we need to say before we jump into it?
No.
Okay. Wow. All right. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I went first last time, so I'll go first again this time.
Sure. Okay.
We'll switch it up next week, maybe. Okay. So my song, I have to introduce my song for you?
Sure.
Okay, I didn't know what first then.
Okay. You introduce the song that you gave to me, and then I'll...
My song is not new. I don't really have a scene, just so you know. Not really a scene. I have an eclectic scene. But anyway, my song, because you didn't like the acoustic last time, is I made him listen to another acoustic version of a song.
That's right. That's what happened.
Foo
and
Fighters.
I was thrilled about it. Yeah, Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters is a tremendous band, of course, and they do acoustic better than just about anybody, and it's different. And so Hero is the song that I made Taylor do, and I love a very specific acoustic recording with violin, and it's a live acoustic recording, and it's tremendous. And it's one of those songs I love because I love it lyrically and musically. When you get those two things together, that's the best. Musically, it's great. Lyrically, it's great. And it always makes me think of like my dad or other just like normal people that could be your hero. You know, there goes my hero. He's ordinary. My favorite line in the entire song. And I think so many people have used these at funerals and wakes and whatnot to remember their loved ones. So that's why I picked it for you.
Yeah, so this song, like Matt mentioned, is not a song that is new to me. I know this song. I've heard it lots of times. I'm sure you have heard it lots of times, but maybe not the acoustic version. I don't love acoustic. I don't love acoustic, and I also don't love the Foo Fighters. I'll be honest. I think they're fine. They are a band that I find I've got no real reaction to, one way or the other. If they're playing, I'm not going to turn them off by any means. I'm not likely to search out their music, and maybe I think that sort of fills the my feelings on this song, the acoustic version of it, and the fact that I've heard this song a lot probably is a reason that I didn't have really much of a reaction to this particular song, to be quite honest with you. There's a certain feeling that he in this case Dave Grohl wants you to feel, and I just don't feel it, especially from either the acoustic version or the electric version. I think it needs that electric feel just to give me something, to give me sort of to get me going. Or now you take that away, you strip it down, it loses everything for me. And so the acoustic version, I mean, gave me almost nothing. And I like Dave Grohl. I think he's very talented. I like him as a person. I think he's very talented.
Okay.
I like Nirvana. And this song has a Nirvana feel to it. And it didn't come out all that long after Nirvana, and so there. He was part of Nirvana, so I think you're probably going to have that a lot of the time. But it had a little bit of a Nirvana feel to it. And that's probably my favorite part of this song, is that you can sort of see and feel the Nirvana-ness in it a little bit. If I am to compare it to the song that I had last week that you gave to me, which was Beloved, I'm listening to Beloved every single time. I think that was...
I am too.
I think it was... it had much more of the feel that was trying to be expressed. I think it was done much better by Mumford and Sons than in this case.
And the lyrics are better for that song.
Yeah, they are. And like I said, I think Dave Grohl is very talented. I think he is one of the extremely few people in this world that have whatever it takes to be a lead singer, and also the chops to play whatever other instrument you want him to play, basically drums most notably, but I'm sure he could do you bass or whatever you want him to play. I think this is a song, it's a very popular song. Like I say, I've heard it a lot of times. I think probably the fact that I've heard it a lot of times, it's not new to me. Like, there's just nothing exciting about it for me necessarily. One other thing about the Foo Fighters I should mention, drummer Taylor Hawkins has an unbelievable first name. Great first name.
Like a girl's name, perhaps.
He's also very talented.
Okay, now your turn.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my thought on Hero, by the way, about Foo Fighters, the acoustic version. Not for me. I wouldn't listen to it. I would not suggest listening to it. A song you can listen to though is a song by a pretty new band called Sincere Engineer is their name, and it started out as just the lead singer basically. In fact, it was her Instagram handle initially, and eventually the label that she's on, Hopeless Records is what it's called, they said, hey, you should get a full band. So she did, and they are called Sincere Engineer, and they have just put out an album that I cannot stop listening to. I think it's unbelievable, and you should go listen to it. But Matt, I made you listen to one of the songs, and it is called Coming in Last. Is that what it's called? Something along those lines.
Coming in Last. Yeah. So I listened to it, and let me see what I had to say about that. I listened to it several times. Had the classic.
One other thing I wanted to mention is that Sincere Engineer, the way that I would describe them is a sad boy pop punk. I think they fit directly into that. There's a band called The Wonder Years, not the show, but the band The Wonder Years, that I think they're quite a bit like The Wonder Years. If you know them, that's kind of the feel that they are. Other pop punk bands like that was sort of, as I describe it, the pop punk version where you kind of whisper the pop part and really say the punk part of pop punk. That's kind of the genre that I put them in.
All right, my turn now?
Yeah, sure, okay. Go right ahead.
So it's got the classic starting off quiet, quickly getting loud. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic there. Much more musically interesting than your last one.
Very much so, yeah.
Much more musically interesting. Like, the musicality of this band, 1,000% more than last week's.
Yeah.
They're a much better band. They play better music in this one song. Clearly better.
Yeah, and it's, I think it may be important to point out, these guys are probably mid-20s to mid-30s, somewhere in that range. The band you listened to last week, when that song was written, we're all teenagers.
Yeah,
so there is that,
like
but
it.
yeah.
They sound like it. Naughty words, so be careful listening. There's some naughty words in there. The lyrics, though, other than the naughty ones, super relatable. It hits a lot of people right where they are, and the music fits it. Like, it really fits it. It is a really cohesive song. Her voice is not pretty, but very appropriate and appealing given the style and the lyrics. Like, she matches what she's singing and how she's singing very, very, very well. It's super catchy. I was listening to it, my wife was jamming along, and so, like, it has to be catchy for my wife to catch it. She's just not into music. She likes music. She doesn't like good music all the time. It feels like a road trip song. Now, I may be influenced because the music video is them in a road trip, but it certainly feels like one you and your buddies are listening to while driving along. And this is fairly big praise from me.
Oh.
A clean version of the song can make the top 40.
Oh, you think so, huh?
A clean version.
Wow.
Because it's got enough, you say whisper the pop, scream the punk.
Yeah.
It's got enough pop, and it hits people where they are.
Yeah.
And there's just enough people. This coming in last idea hits you where you are. Everybody feels they're the underdog.
Yeah.
And they got screwed over a few times, but also want to have fun while listening to a song about that. And so if there's a clean version, and there's certainly no reason why there couldn't be.
Right.
The naughty words, also call them, were not necessary to the song itself. So they could clean it up. It could easily be a top 40 song. Now, given the genre it's in, it'll be a top 40 song in 2023. Be one of those like Taylor's sick of it, and like all of a sudden it shows up on your favorite, maybe not rock, but pop top 40 type. It could be a top 40 song. So I think it is as great ability and is way better than the song from last week. Way better.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I thought that you would like this song quite a bit more than the first song that I gave to you. And you were talking about her voice, and it's, for me, and I don't know if this will be the case for everybody, but for me, it is, as you mentioned, not pretty, but it's interesting. And I mean, that, I think that's why I can't stop listening to it. Like her voice is different than
she has
just about everybody else.
A growl in the right spot, and she also sounds like that chick you went to high school with.
Yeah,
but also really good. And I mean, that's like, it's a super relatable voice, even with it. It just sounds real. And in our version of the world's music that we listen to, we just listened to a song the other day, and I was like, this voice does not exist in nature.
Yeah, that's right.
It drove me nuts.
Yeah.
And then listening to Adele, I was like, oh, it's real voice. Like, and so it's really refreshing to hear like a real voice. It's good. It's not pretty. She's not going to be singing at the opera.
No, and I don't think she wants
good.
to. I mean, that she wants sort of that grittiness to not only her voice but to her music.
Yeah, it sounds great. And if you can get over the naughty words, it is a great song. And next time you're on a road trip without your children, listen.
It's in, by the way, Sincere Engineer, so new that she has a day job still. She works at an engineer. She works
sincerely.
She doesn't work as an engineer. I don't know why I said that. She works at a. She takes care of like the mice and other animals that they put through to do tests on and such. So that's what she does until she becomes a full-fledged rock star, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they the same with Foo Fighters. He was working as a drummer.
Yeah, in a little-known band. Yeah. Okay, so that then I guess anything else you want to say? Before we
no,
maybe wrap this one up. Okay, yeah. So that's episode 2.
We've said too much.
We've probably said too much. You're probably right. Yeah, that's episode 2 though. That was fun. I mean, we're gonna continue to do this because I want to. That's the driving force.
What's obvious not because people are watching.
I don't know. We had tens of people watch.
Tens.
Two of them.
Yeah, some people may have listened twice, and
it's possible.
Neither one of them were our wives.
That's right, yeah. But again, if you
Mom's not listening.
If you want to check out these videos, and again, I think you should. They will be down in the description. Check them out. Check out.
And no acoustic for you next.
Yeah.
No acoustic. I won't give you an acoustic.
Which is great because you're probably going to get a pretty heavy, violent song next week. I think it's something. I think
just in time for Thanksgiving, folks.
That's right. Yeah, I think it'll. I think
from the turkey's point of view.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're gonna like it. But that is episode 2 of Not My Scene. Episode 3 will come next week. Make sure you check that out as well. I'm Taylor. He's Matt. We're from K-Way. We'll talk to you next week.